We all love stories. Most people love to read them, but there are few who would prefer to listen. So for those of you who prefer to listen, this is for you. Welcome to the Bible Stories. My name is Liz Kanye, and I'll be your host.
Hello and a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining Bible Stories, the home of Bible stories told in an African way with an African touch. I hope that you are being blessed and that you are enjoying listening to these stories. Now, the way we tell these stories is just narrating what the Bible says. We don't add anything. We just narrate what the Bible says about these particular people. So I began telling you the story of Esther, and today I will continue. I told you how she entered a pageant and eventually became the queen. Okay, so God does nothing without a plan, and they're not random. There always has to be a purpose to it. So Esther is now the queen, and everything is good. And Mordecai, her cousin, he sits at the gate, at the king's gate. And the Bible is not clear whether he was employed or he was just one of those people who bangais are there. You know, in my language, in my village, there's a place where young men go to sit, and it is called mongesho. I'm saying it the way we say it. It's a place of people to just go and zoob. Anyway, I don't know if that was what Mordecai was doing, but Mordecai was constantly at the gate. He would sit there. And I guess that was a place of getting to know what's happening politically, economically. That was a place to get the news. So, one time, Mordecai is doing his thing, and he overheard two people planning to assassinate the president, or the king. And these people were employed by the king. So he overheard, and he knew exactly what the plan was, yada yada. And then he called Esther, the queen, and he told her to go and tell the king that there are two people who are planning to assassinate him. And so Esther goes and tells the king, and the king does his investigations, and he discovers it is true that those people were planning to assassinate him. And so he now has the upper hand. So guess who are the people that die? Those two people, they were killed. And it was written in the book of records. Now, those days, kings would have such books where such entries are put in. So this was put into that book. But nothing really happened. Mordecai was not awarded anything. But he did not make a fuss about it. Life continued. So Mordecai used to stay at the gate, like I said. So the king had nobles that used to serve with him. Now these are people that he's given leadership positions for his provinces and people who serve around him. So among them, there was one who stood out, and his name was Haman, and he promoted him, and Haman became one of the trusted princes, so to speak. And Haman was the kind of people who like to, to be known that I am big, I am recognized. So when he was passing, people were supposed to pay him honor and bow to him. But Mordecai refused. Mordecai said, I'm a Jew, and we Jews, we do not do this. So he refused to bow to this guy. And some people they kept asking him, why aren't you bowing to Haman? And he said, I'm a Jew. We only bow to God, or whatever reason he gave. But he said he cannot bow to Haman. Now, Haman was called Haman the Agagite. Now, way earlier, King Saul, the first king of Israel, was told to go and eliminate the Amalekites. But he left one person, and that was King Agag. So there are a lot of speculations that this Haman the Agagite was a son of Agag. Like, that is where Agagite comes from. He must have been an Agagite, because the Bible tells us that he was an Amalekite. Okay? So anyway, Haman sees this, that and even other people tell him that Mordecai never bows to you. He does not pay you honor. And he gets annoyed. And he decides, because this man is a Jew, I will not eliminate him only. I will eliminate him and all other Jews. And that was his plan. So he cast lots. That is what they used to do. They would play a lot with those things. Casting lots means it's like throwing. In some African traditions, people would throw bones and then those bones would give direction. So they cast lots, and it was decided that on the 13th month, on was it also? No, on the 12th month, on the 13th day, that is when they would eliminate Jews. And not just Jews in Susa, in the citadel of Susa, but in all the 127 provinces where the king was a king. So Haman could not make this work out on his own. So he went to the king and he told the king, is how? There is a people group. These people do not obey you. They do not think that they should serve you. And they're spread out all over the 127 provinces. And I want us to eliminate them. And I personally am putting in 30,000 to make sure this happens. And the king is thinking, we don't even need your money. I'll give the money for this. But he agreed to that. And so he put his signature, because obviously Haman had come up with the plan, nini. And so the king just had to put his signet ring. Then the king had a signet ring, and whatever is decided, it is sealed and it has to be done. It cannot be undone. So Haman had that done, and it was sorted. It was sealed. It was a sealed deal. It was supposed to happen like that. The Jews were supposed to be killed all over the 127 provinces. And that was what had happened. Now I will stop here, and in the next episode, I will continue and tell you exactly what happened. So until then, doo-doos.